Have you ever felt stuck in life, as if you're just going through the motions without making any real progress towards your dreams and goals? Or maybe you feel frustrated and burnt out because you've been working so hard and yet for some reason your results are not what you want to be. If you answer yes to those two questions, then this video is for you. How do I know? Because that was me a few years ago. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you the top 3 lessons that my mentor, Bob Proctor, taught me that helped me create a quantum leap in both my personal life as well as my professional life. So for those of you who may not know who Bob Proctor was, Bob Proctor was considered the #1 teacher on human potential and success in America. He was also featured in the book and the movie, The Secret. So if you're someone who's currently feeling stuck and not getting the result you want, or maybe you just wanted to up level, then make sure you stay till the end, because I will be sharing with you the top 3 things that you must become aware of that will help you to create the quantum leap in your life. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy Lin, and in this channel, I share all things about mindset tips and manifestation hacks that can help you to live your most abundant life. Today, people know me as the wealth mindset coach, international speaker, and best-selling author, living my best life in Dubai. But you see, life wasn't always this way. Just 5 years ago, I was working as a real estate agent back in California, and I was working really hard. I used to work 7 days a week without taking any days off, including the weekend. Money was great, sure, but I felt empty inside, like something was missing. I remember one night I stayed in the office until I think it was 11 p.m. and I was all alone in the office. And it just dawned on me that this can be it. This is not how I imagined my life to live like. I had no life. I felt stuck and I felt unfulfilled. I wanted to travel around the world whenever I want to. I wanted to be able to spend time with my loved ones, and I wanted to do something more meaningful. I don't know if you can relate to what I'm sharing. Let me know in the comment section that you ever felt stuck. Maybe everything on the surface seems great, but deep down inside, something just doesn't feel right. That you know you're meant for more in this life. And it wasn't until that I started to invest in myself, that I started to work with my mentor, Bob Proctor, and I started learning about the power of the mind, about human potential, of who I truly am. And I also learned about the laws of the universe, that my life started to transform. I went from someone who had low self-worth, who was shy, who was timid, who couldn't even speak up during work meetings, to now an international award-winning keynote speaker, speaking all around the world, empowering and inspiring people. I went from someone who was burnt out, I was a burnout realtor, to now a wealth mindset coach, living my purpose, empowering others, and showing them how to live a life full of abundance and wealth and with ease. My life took a 180 degrees turn. That's what I called a quantum leap. I remember Bob once told me that I will need a telescope to look back at how far I've come. And it's so true. And this is what I tell my coaching clients, the exact same thing now. So if you're someone who wants to learn how to manifest your deepest desires, dreams, and goals without working hard, make sure you hit the subscribe button, join our community for more insights on manifestation hacks and mindset tips. Now, let's get right into it. So I've learned a lot from Bob, and it was really hard to just narrow down to 3 things. But if I had to, then these 3 lessons that were the one that really changed my life. The first lesson that Bob taught me was the importance of setting goals. And I know what you might be thinking, that goal setting is not something new. But I can guarantee you that you don't really know the power of goal settings. You see, the goals that we're setting are not just any type of goals, but it's what we refer to as a fantasy goal. A goal that's something that excites you and scares you at the same time, and you have absolutely no idea on how to achieve it, but you just know that you will. And prior to learning about this type of goal setting, I was probably like a lot of you. I used to set goals that I knew I could achieve. Right? Most people know about the SMART goals, right? Something that's able to achieve. But you see, when you set SMART goals, those goals that only get you to incremental progress, not a quantum leap. If you want a quantum leap, then it's important that you set a fantasy goal. One thing I do want to address that the challenge that people may encounter when they're trying to set out a fantasy goal is that people get caught up on the how, right? Because they've never done it before and they get stuck on the how. How am I going to do that? How am I going to able to achieve that? I don't know how because it's a fantasy, right? I don't know how I can do it. So this is what it's very important to note is that your goal will attract the how, okay? That's really, really important to point out. Remember, your job is to know what it is that you want and the universe will attract the how to you. Now, I also want to point out something that's really important. The purpose of setting goals is to grow. It's not to get, guys. Sure, you'll achieve the goals along the way, but that is not the purpose. What do you want to grow into? Well, you want to grow into a new version of you. We want to be able to stretch you and bring out the infinite potential that lies within you. So take myself for example. My first fantasy goal that I ever set was to become Bob's top consultant so that I got to eat dinner with Bob. And that's exactly what happened. When I set the goal, I have absolutely no idea how that was going to happen, but I did, you see? And my last goal was to move to Dubai. Again, I had absolutely no idea how that was going to happen, but here I am. My current goal that I'm working on, I'm actually working on to have 100K subscribers on YouTube. I don't know how, but maybe if you're watching this video, you can subscribe to my channel and you can help me to achieve my goal. Now, back to the lessons. So the first thing that I want you to do, if you want to have a quantum leap this year, is to make sure you set the right goal, a fantasy goal. Okay? I did a video on how to set the right goals here, so be sure to watch it. The second lesson that I learned from Bob was this concept called paradigm shifting. As a matter of fact, Bob used to have paradigm shift seminars all around the world, which I had the pleasure of attending in LA. It was a 3-day seminar. So what is a paradigm? A paradigm is nothing more than your habits, you see? But there's two types of habits. There is one type of habit, which is your action, your physical habit. The other type of habit is your non-physical habit. I like to call it your thinking pattern, you see? And nothing changes permanently until you start to change the way you think and then the actions you take. And you hear people talk about the importance of removing your limiting beliefs and start rewiring your subconscious beliefs, right? That's exactly what the paradigm shift is all about, okay? So make sure that you start looking into shifting your paradigms, shifting the way you think, okay? So it's not about working harder, you see? For example, if you are someone who is just working really, really hard, yet you have an underlying belief that money is hard to earn, that the fact that you believe you need to work hard and that maybe you're not good enough. If those are the unconscious beliefs that are running subconsciously, does not matter what actions you take. You are not going to get the results you want. Okay, so that's why the second lesson, importance of paradigm shift, is paramount. to your success. And then the third lesson that I learned from Bob was the power of decision making. You see, prior to meeting Bob, I was someone who was very indecisive. I couldn't make a decision. Okay? I don't know if you can relate to this. Let me know in the comment section if you're someone who procrastinate on making a decision because you don't want to make the wrong decision, right? And that's exactly where I was. I didn't want to make the wrong decisions. But through Bob, what I learned from Bob was that, first of all, the criteria of making a decision. Most people, when they have to make a decision, what they do is they look at the outside circumstances. You see, do I have the money? Do I have the resources? Do I have the support? If all those things check, then okay, I will make that decision, right? So it's actually very counterintuitive because that's actually not the right way of making a decision. How you want to make a decision is just one question. You want to ask yourself, what do I want? Okay, so let's just say that your goal, your dream is to move abroad, right? Just like I have, right? Your goal is to move abroad, right? When you look outside, you might not have the resources. You might not know the people. You might not know the language, right? You see? And that's what happened to me. But because I knew the power of decision, that once I make a decision, universe will conspire to help me. So that's what I did. Okay, the first thing what I did was asking myself, what do I want? I want to move abroad. I want to move to Dubai. Even though I didn't know anybody, I didn't even know how. Okay, at the time when I decided to move to Dubai, I didn't even know the requirement. Like I needed a visa, I needed this and that. I had no clue, right? But I just knew that, okay, that's what I want. Okay, so the prerequisite in making a decision is, what do I want? What do you want? Okay. Once the answer is yes, this is what I want, then what happens is you literally flip yourself on the frequency. Okay. Again, I did another whole video about the power of decision. Make sure you check that out because that I actually go in more in depth. Okay. But what happens is when you make a decision, if you were down here, okay, and then your goal is here, whatever that is, whether that's going after your dreams and goals, or maybe that's, buying a house or attract the love of your life, whatever it is, okay? Once you make a decision, you literally flip yourself on the frequency, you see, of what you want. And when you're on this frequency, this is when the resources, the people, the help, the support will show up. But it cannot, and then it will not show up until you flip on this frequency. Because if you were just down here, you're like, I can't see the resources, I don't see the support. Of course, because you're not on the frequency. Okay. I hope this makes sense. Okay. Again, make sure you check out the video in more in depth. But the power of making that decision. So maybe you have a decision that you need to make, that you've been putting it off in the back of your mind, that you've been procrastinating, okay? Now that you're watching this video, just ask yourself this question. What do I want? Okay? Make that decision. Maybe it's the amount of money that you want to earn. Maybe you want to earn 6-figure in a year, okay? Maybe you want to attract 10 clients into your business. Whatever it is, you gotta first make that decision. Okay? And then the resources will show up. There you have it. Those are the top 3 lessons that Bob had taught me that helped me to create a quantum leap in my life. And I'd like to hear from you which one of these lessons that resonated with you, if you learned anything new. Remember, manifesting your dream life is not about working harder. Rather, it's becoming aware of certain concepts that you are not currently aware of. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos that will be able to help you to unlock your potential. Until then, happy manifesting.